Diego Villalobos whistles us underway here at Marvel Field. Electing to kick are the Brown Bears, receiving at their own 22. The Crimson looking to make a good start. Adrian Guzman, the flood scrum half, puts it back. Kick in early there from Geneser. Ball back to Lansanur. Lansanur in the back of the field on defense here. Just puts a little pop pass up there. Doesn't really go anywhere. Just found out his father captained the Portuguese national team. That's something I was unaware of.
Yeah, and Portugal just had a tough game against Wales right now in the World Cup. That's cool to have international experience.
Crowd. Bind. Hey, shoulders. Set.
Run together again. See what happens. You see Harvard's number 18 there, Will Haggerty, getting pushed down a little bit. Estevez off the back. Estevez finds some early room. Barrels his way over one. Caught right at the halfway line in a bit of a puddle of mud there. Harvard players working their way in through Owen. Can't get the ball loose. Looks like Al Hasso comes in. Suka finds runners outside. Big forward is barreling through the middle there. Suka has a player underneath him, but able to get it away to Dyer. Dyer moves it out to Lansanur. They're looking a little wide out here. Ball nicely out into the hands there, out in the corner. They have some space to run. Player wasn't held, so referee Villalobos says that's fine. Harvard seems to be a little confusion there. Good work by Brown to take that one away. Another Brown attack is on the cards right now. Early in the game, just about 4 minutes gone. Ali Corbett takes a few with him. Players just stuck in there, so we have penalty advantage against. We'll look to capitalize on this. They've got runners stacked outside here, as you can see. Balls up to Estevez. Estevez turns and goes straight. As the Harvard forwards didn't come in and make contact with that. Now through the back to Dyer they go, looking for some runners out in the middle of the field. The ball bounces at 22, still alive. Aaron Mertzel has a hold of that ball. Out they come. Jua, the freshman, wearing number 15, takes that ball. Moves it, wearing number 13, pardon me. Bosch, make sure everything is set here. Referee. Portland, Maine area. Corbett has that ball, and now the Crimson have to engage with this one. Driving it forward to the Brown Bears, methodically working towards that line. There's the touch line. They have to get it away. Hutch too fast to take it. Ball bounces off a foot there into Harvard's hands, and right on the spot is Robbie Owen. Robbie Owen, neuroscience major from London in the UK, gets that ball out. Just kicked away. There's numbers out wide here for the Bears. They want to use it. They are going to look wide this time. A couple of works through the hands there. Suka one more time. Dyer feeds some waiting forwards. Looks like Estevez taking that one in. All the big boys. Asa Rosenmeyer, the freshman, comes in over that. Local boy as well. Played with the US U18s. Past now playing for Brown University. Nice little handoff there from the Bears. Bears working this way back to their 40-meter line, losing some ground here. We need to get something done. They've got two runners hit hard there. The Crimson certainly came to play this one today. Ball's back inside the 50. Up with Rosenmeyer. Harvard in there, digging that one away, but ball eventually comes for the Bears. Estevez looks for a little offload there. Corbett. There's Adua, the freshman. He puts in a little, probably not welcome offload there. A little fast and loose with the ball. The Bears in the minute might concentrate this one down as Suka looks for the box kick. Winds up in the hands of the Harvard Crimson. Cullen Rogers has a hold of that ball. Gets it back to Guzman. To the boot go the Bears. Ball just stuck in the mud there, not really moving. They're going to come across field with this. There's Lansanur. Lansanur can put some space on that ball as they go to the boot. Bears looking down inside the 40-meter line of Harvard. Harvard well positioned, however. Connor Burns takes that one. Burns, the math major from Warren Point, Ireland. Playing for the Crimson now. There's Owen, driven back in the tackle by the Bears this time. Crossfield they come, looking to get some room in. A bit isolated and on his own is one of the Crimson players. Ball coming in from the Crimson. They go up to the middle of the lineup, but taken away by the Bears.
That's 10 minutes.
We are almost at the 10-minute mark here. Defending champions, national champions, Brown take on the Harvard Crimson. Crimson lost a key player in Ryan Santos last season, but bringing a great coach, Colton Carriaga. Make some big strides of the program. Here comes the Brown scrum. We have gotten used to seeing driving through. Must have a penalty advantage here at this point. Dyer has one runner coming in, gets it out the back to Lansanur. Lansanur slips in the mud.
Defensively, sometimes they've not been competing and they're just letting it go. Let's see if they do it again. It looks like we've done the same and not competing.
Draw that way in, and Estevez comes down with it. Ball's the back of the maul for the Bears. Bears looking to drive this one forward. Hachisuka patiently waiting at the back. Harvard players trying to get their hands in there. It's starting to break. Ball to Hachisuka.
Slippery and muddy, so any pressure you can put on to dislodge it is going to really amplify it. That's what happens here. Look how it just stays in, just being a little bit awkward. The ball squirts out. They've won themselves the scrum. Big moment.
Oh, you don't always want to scrum against the Brown Bears. You can see Will Haggerty there, a number up, getting driven well by Rosenmeyer. Rosenmeyer, the freshman, playing tight head. Ball squirts out there. It's at the back. Hachisuka's just kind of staring at it. Didn't realize what happened. JT Dyer gets a hold of it because it's turned over by the Crimson. Crimson through Guzman. Move that one wide out the back. Long raking kick down into Brown territory. Lansanur controlled the back of the field, as he normally does. They've got runners on the width here. Cortabaria has a hold of it. They switch that one back in to Maxwell Donahue. Donahue gets it out there to Estevez. Estevez, Brown players looking for these offloads, not working in the mud here. Turned over another one to the Harvard Crimson. Cullen Rogers had the hold of it. Rogers, the Rockland, Mass native. Big break for the Crimson. Crimson through Dan Erasmus. Erasmus from Zimbabwe, a great play. Certainly working with their key players. We go on here, 66 and a little bit windy with rain showers on the edge of Hurricane Lee here that's been working its way off the coast. So bit of wind, bit of rain coming in today. That could play a factor during the game. You can see the muddy track there. From a little bit of rain at Marvel Field as Brown gets another one in. Probably looking again to get a scrum penalty here. I'm sure they have, as those Harvard players have just disintegrated around it. Owen picks it up. Referee says play on, however, no penalty.
Defending the whole time, John, does take its effect. The accumulation does make you more tired. So let's see if Brown can capitalize on that.
Ball down there for the Bears. Bears ball in hand at their own 40-meter line. You said a lot of attacking here. Get the ball to Casper Hitbaldo. Hitbaldo, key player on this team, London-born, went to King's College School in Wimbledon. Estevez ball in hand again, putting that ball in one hand, taking a little bit of his strength away, gets his feet to the ground, eventually his knees to the ground. So they have to release, but Brown trying to go a little bit fancy a little early here. Times working against him, but a penalty for this player, clearly not rolling away. So here go the Bears through Hachisuka. Hachisuka, player at not 10 there for the Crimson. They'll have another penalty a little further up, should they choose to use it. Merchel is going to move that. Sorry, Cortabaria is going to move that one ahead. And the distributor roll there. Forwards in, getting set. Hachisuka coming back. Gets the ball to Lansanur. Lansanur in the first receiver position. Gets the ball to Estevez. Estevez this time takes it directly in, works the ball back. Estevez from Lisbon, Portugal. Ball coming wide from Dyer. A nice left-handed pass there to one of the big boys. Nice work, but thrown a little forward, it looked like, by Algin.
They're going to be looking to try and put a big shunt on here, earn another penalty, and probably with that, a yellow card. So let's see how this scrum develops.
Bind. Set.
Looking for the scrum advantage here. Driving straight through is that very powerful Brown University set of forwards. Referee Villalobos has his hand out for the advantage now. Estevez goes to the ground with penalty advantage. Ali Corbett coming off the left-hand side. Corbett switches the ball back in. Corbett finds a runner. Runners inside the 22. Brown Bears on the move here to Lansanur. Lansanur looking wide. Player just a little bit isolated out there, so comes back in. Smart thinking from the Bears. Ball comes across. There's Corbett. Holds on the ball, foregoing a little tip pass there. Piling in. Player is Asa Rosenmeyer already as a freshman. as they lost Dan Archer, one of their key players and a very strong tight head last year.
Yeah, huge shoes to fill. Dan Archer, incredible player for Brown. But now it's an opportunity to rebuild and keep the dynasty going from a Brown point of view.
Rosenmeyer is a good man to build that on. Brown University scrum just outside the 22. They're getting a drive on the Crimson again. Crimson players popping up. No handout yet from the referee. Driving forward. That one spins around. They've got the penalty advantage. Open left-hand side of the field. They can find it here.
This is how it works. Keep marching them. Seconds.
Rosenmeyer can fix the body height here. Bring it down a little bit. Will Haggerty as well. Haggerty from Nashville, Tennessee. Economics and East Asian Studies major at Harvard. Taking on Rosenmeyer, the freshman.
Set.
Jasuka gets it in again, driving it again. Is this Harvard?
Use it.
The Brown set of forwards. Harvard going backwards. This time they're going to get it. JT Dyer hangs on. Puts a little ball up there to Cortabaria. Cortabaria gets to the 5-meter line and slips. The Belen Jesuit grad, now playing at Brown University along with his twin brother. Also on the Brown squad. Brown looking at the line now, looking for some points. They're in, they're over. Referee's there. Referee Villalobos awards the first 5 points of the game. We'll see who gets it. Finally on the board of the Brown Bears, it looks like Joe Alhasso. Neeser ready to put that one off. Neeser gets us going again. Right to Estevez. Estevez doing one of the things he loves best, driving straight through someone.
That's the voice.
Player not rolling away quite from Harvard there, but referee says it's okay. They're going to run from inside their 22, try to hang on to this one. That's Alhasso. Alhasso from Reading, England, played for Brighton Rugby Club. Applied mathematics and economics major at Brown University. A couple extra forwards in here than normal. Hatsuka going to go out to the right-hand side. And a line out set up by the Bears. Alhasso
Back in.
put this one in. Corbett at the front.
Come on.
Straight to Corbett. Corbett captures a couple of Crimson players. They're driving forward, already about 8 meters. Now they made about 10. Brown Bears just working their way forward. Haggerty has to roll out of the wrong side there. Still alive, still moving. Referee Villalobos telling players to move out of the way. Scrum Maul has collapsed. Hatsuka has a player on him, so it's a little time to move there. Alonso Noor puts a wide one out to the freshman. The freshman, Adua, gets to the just outside the 22. Very storied sevens player is Adua. So plays 15s, of course, playing here at Brown. The 2 freshmen on the field is Pitbaldo, the sophomore, gets a hold of that one. Pitbaldo knocks one off. Ball out to Lansanur. Lansanur on a little wraparound there. Looking for some players, find themselves isolated, gets the offload away. Corbett's going to come in and clean that one up over JT Dyer, or Mertzel, excuse me. Ball out here to Estevez. Estevez has company in his counterpart, number 8, Will Owen, or Robbie Owen, from the Crimson. Lansanur, flat to get it back. Brown has been very good at taking these away. Estevez just does right there what he does. Gets the ball back for Brown. Brown on the attack. Much better of the set pieces today. Big Asa Rosenmeyer. Played at Belmont High School for Greg Bruce. Ollie Corbett across the 40-meter line. Ollie Corbett nearly finds himself free. Rolls an extra step there. Gets the ball back to Hatsuka. Gets it to Dyer. Dyer not. Alhasso set this one in. Corbett at the front. Brown on the move again. Across the 22. Starting to get a little momentum here. There's some Harvard rolling around the other side. Good drive coming. Ball well held at the back there. Corbett in the red scrum cap in the middle of that, ordering the players, letting them know what he wants. Ball working its way back, then taken back by one more player, driving towards the line they are. Looks like Estevez, ball in hand. Driving towards the line. Here come the Brown Bears. Can they get those next couple of steps? They cannot. Taken down right at the line is Estevez. Great opportunity here for the Bears. Sending some of the big boys through right away, but can't quite get there. That was Corbett with Pitbaldo on his back. Now big Asa Rosenmeyer at 6'4", 270. Just drops right in. Nobody in front of him.
Absolutely, and the Brown faithful are happy with that. And Harvard often...
So certainly in the blood and the family. Father Eric, big rugby guy. Ball down to the Brown Bears at their own 22. Estevez put the little pass into Dua. He put the little pass out back to Rosenmeyer. Rosenmeyer probably not going to score from this distance. Across they come to Estevez again. Little tip passes starting to come in here for the Bears. Corbett. That one hits the ground, but referee Villalobos says that went back, so it's fine. Nice work taken away there by Erasmus. Erasmus effective in the midfield right there. The freshman for the Crimson. Get the ball out from Guzman. Now ball just flipping around there. Referee says that's fine. They can continue to play. Good work, good presence of mind by the Brown Bears. That one gets knocked back to Ejua. Go Ejua. Guzman gets a set to go again. Ball back to Robbie Owen. Owen gets to Guzman. Away they go. Erasmus puts around, move around the back. They've got a little space out here if they can get it. Onto the wing they go. Can they make this happen? Ball's in the hands of Noah Maeva for the Bears. Push this one forward as we see some dogs enjoying the afternoon in Providence. Not paying as much attention to the game as they ought to be. Gets a barn burner. Here go the Brown Bears driving across the 40-meter line. Diving forward there. Good work by Oliver Beeling. Haven't seen tons of Oliver yet from Warwick, New York. His high school rugby team. Suka finds Dyer. Dyer gets it to Lonsanur. Quickly off to the side they go. Looking to get the ball out there to the danger man, Ejua, but can't get it to him. Ball nearly ripped away here by the Crimson. Ball is held up. It would be a Crimson scrum. They can't get to the ground, but they have. Brown should be able to recycle this. Suka finds Dyer again. Dyer finds a runner. Hit Baldo. Working a little bit towards the center of the field there. Ball up Hachisuka. Ali Corbett. Ali Corbett shows and then goes around the side. Again, the little offload just not working for the Browns.
Having to have compete against a Brown scrum.
I know this feeling all too well on both sides, frankly. Driving back at miles per hour are the Harvard Crimson. Estevez gets it to Hachisuka. Hachisuka gets a Dyer. Nice little held pass there. They've got some runners. They want to keep coming in this direction, and they do. Looking to go wide. Hewitt gets it out. A few little channels again. His head just slipping a little bit out there. Good Harvard defense out wide. Brown want to just go through their system a little more as they get it in the middle here. Nice hit on Estevez. He's got Corbett. Tony Zhao in number 6 jersey out there. Little wraparound play coming out to a pod that's wide. They get the ball in behind them. Ball turned over there to the Crimson. Crimson at their own 22.
Frustrated, John.
Yeah, I would say. You get some more points on the board. Estevez can't
From the referee. Harvard a chance to have another line up further down the field. It's been turned over.
bit messy. And here goes Corbett. Corbett gets around a couple, looking for somebody to get back to. Just put the ball back towards his team. Somebody's going to have to settle this one. They're back just about where they started from. Against the Crimson. Here comes Hachisuka. Quick on the go here. Gets the ball to Estevez. Estevez doesn't have anyone to pass to at the moment. Takes in the contact. Another Harvard player there stuck, but able to roll away quickly. Corbett steps into the distributor role. Gets it to Rosenmeyer, the try-scored freshman. Across they come in the middle of the field. Lonsanur has some forwards. Get it there. They reset. Now going through their phase a little bit. Lonsanur. One runner there has to turn back in. Eye on Provence. Launches this one, gets about 40 meters downfield to Tita Ejua's hands. Ejua looking for the corner there. Ejua, 6 foot, 200 pounds. That offload goes to hand there. Cortafaria, Uruguayan born player for the Bears. Runners set up out wide there. Go to Corbett right at the front. Looking to drive another one, possibly, but ball's going to squirt back up there. Hachisuka, they get this sooner rather than later this time. As referee says that stopped once. Let's keep going. Hasso, ball in hand, gets it to Hachisuka.
Cadence here, boys. Cadence important. So guys, keep your profile. Make them collapse. Nice move. I'm with you. Crouch.
Now with a man down in the scrum, I suspect this is going to stay in at Estevez's feet at number 8. We can get a good shunt on.
Dangerous days here from Harvard. Players went down.
And prop is now on. They're a man down. This is where character comes in, John.
It certainly does. It's going to be a tough one for the prop who's just been welcomed into the action deep in his own end. With a powerful Brown scrum coming directly his way. Referee Villalobos getting us underway.
Shoulder, 8. Set.
Well over time here, so these penalties continue as the half cannot end on penalty. A good stance there from Harvard. Harvard squirting around. Hachisuka has a hold of it, gets a ball. They're looking a little wide this time. Cortabaria has a clean run to the line, and Cortabaria, Santiago Cortabaria touches it down.
But it looks like they've got their defense down and they're counter-rucking, so they'll be looking to build on that.
They are one player short with a yellow card at the end of that half. As Estevez, it gets us going again for the Brown Bears. Out to his own 40-meter line, digging in are the Crimson, but can't get a hold of it. Hachisuka moves that one out. Rosenmeyer takes it into contact. Noor finds some space. Baldo is going to have to hang on to that one. Again, ball up high and loose there from the Bears. Noor is going to play the territory game. We are in slightly wet, windy conditions here due to Hurricane Lee. Running up the East Coast, ball back there to Estevez. Estevez gets that one away to Tito Ajua. Ajua almost gets away. Finds a runner in Lance Noor. Lance Noor steps a couple. Lance Noor finally taken down by a bit of the mud. Gets the ball back up to Ajua. Ajua. Suka gets the ball in the middle of the field to Dyer. Dyer gets a couple forwards, but Baldo is the final recipient. Nice little tip passes from that midfield forward pod. Estevez just going to take that one forward a little bit, buy him some time. Hachisuka to Dyer. Wide they go. Looking at these channels. Can't quite hang on to it out there. Rosenmeyer safe.
Sorry, John. It looks like they've added in the winger there to bring 8 men back into the scrum.
245 and 270 the props for Brown, taking on 220 and 255 in this Crimson team, and the Crimson up against it again. Ball comes back to the Brown Bears. Estevez has Owen right on him. Robbie Owens had a very good first half for the Crimson, has the number 8 British-born player. Ajua in the midfield now. They move it quickly out to Lance Noor. Lance Noor taken down, gets to Mertzel. Mertzel keeps it alive until some players come in to help the cause. Hachisuka's going to move this one away. Dyer is going to find a runner in the middle of the field. Well handled there eventually by Beeling. Not an easy one to take. Hachisuka gets the Brown machine going again. They move it a little wider through Lance Noor, but an errant pass goes into the hands of the Crimson. The Crimson at their own 22. Going to box kick that one and move it back. Lance Noor has a hold of it. Very smart player out there. That ball just
again, John.
Bye. Set.
driven back again. They are. Ball goes to the Brown Bears again. Working their way forward. Estevez has a hold of that one. Completely broken up. There is a scrum penalty. Back referee Villalobos is going to settle up there, but Estevez is going to go for a run. Estevez is inside the 22. Estevez gaining some good ground on the attack. Here are the Bears. They've got numbers out wide. If they can get it to him, Aduja moves it out there. Jua gets it back inside there. That's O'Donohue. O'Donohue looking towards the line. They're at the line, and try awarded. Brown Bears 4 minutes into the second half. Crimson can put together some points here. Suka, that one bounces there, a little pressure on him. A spin by Estevez just to be able to get the ball down a little cleaner.
Stop, Brown. Stop, Brown. Stop.
Wansanur puts one downfield. He is such a great raking kick. Rolls in a touch. Ball up, winds up in Rosenmeyer's hands nearly. Soccer game breaks out here at Marvel Field. Harvard players down on it just a little bit quick there. Got a penalty against players for not leaving them out here for the Brown Bears. Corbett takes it to the front. Harvard players hanging off just a little bit. Now they join it. Brown be able to get this pressure on it, shearing off to that right-hand side. There may be a little room open there. It is, and they find it. They're going to have to go to the ground. 5. Naihola. I haven't seen a ton of the freshmen today. Playing in the second row for Harvard this week. Played in the back row last week. A little wrap around to Cortabaria. Cortabaria gets that one down. Running off to this right, left-hand side. Donahue not going to find the room this time.
Back.
But well recycled. They've now spread the field for everybody else. They've got some good runners coming in, but that one pops forward in the contact. Harvard has an advantage there, but they're at their own 5-meter line.
They're getting off the line, and they made a big tackle in the midfield with a slippery ball. A good shot can often lead to a turnover. It looked like it was number 19 there, Cullen Rogers.
Road.
Prop lined up there against
Bind.
Algin Dari. Replacement for Will McQuiston. Have to deal with this scrum, but it's going to come back. It's going to be a free kick for Brown coming in too quickly. So Harvard wisely just delays a little bit there and draws the free kick.
I think I was Harvard here. Just stick the biggest up and under you could possibly do. You don't want to kick it out. You don't want to scrum. Kick it high in the air, try and get under it, cause a little bit of chaos. Let's see what their decision is. Expect that.
Go to the front here after a couple of different moves. Steves the back. Referee Lobos telling the players from Harvard they need to get back. But now they're allowed to come forward. Good drive here from the Bears or across the 22. Ball. In the hand here, you see Ollie Corbett come around the back. All of the feeling. Corbett comes in and cleans that one up. So the ball's on the ground. They're going to have a hold of this one. They're going to go to the backs. JT Dyer going to get it out there. Lansanur has a runner. Ajua is going to get it out to the wing. Cortabaria has to make a break for it. Can he get there? He cannot. He's about 5 meters out. Good defense from the Crimson. Donahue looking for it. It comes in behind them. They're going to go to big ace or Rosenmeyer. Rosenmeyer offloads that one to Pitbaldo. Steps Henrique Gabriel into the game. Another part of the Portuguese contingent. He's wearing number 16 is Henrique, sophomore at Brown. U18 for Portugal. Is in the Harlequins Academy. He's a U18 in England during his high school days, now at Brown University. And here comes another try for the Brown Bears. It is that man we just talked about, Henrique, on our game clock. We're at Marvel Field, beautiful Providence, Rhode Island. Put that one down as Steves seems to come up a lot of these. Gets it to Corbett. Corbett put the quick one in. Baldo eventually gets taken down. Casper Pitbaldo. Good work here from that man, Dan Erasmus, slowing that down for the Crimson. But ball's going to come back to the Bears. Bears now inside their 22. Gabriel has a hold of it. Dyer with a very strong boot gets that ball up 50 meters downfield to the 50-meter line. Coming on to his Connor Burns for the Crimson. Connor Burns pops it up there to Cohen Hamana, New Zealand-born freshman. Gets a ball to the 22 for Harvard. Players just... And they will. Guzman feeds it off into the hands of Will Haggerty. Haggerty gets his feet to the ground. Brown players going to have to release him. Guzman's going to get that one back. Out into the hands of Charlie McCormick, wearing 21. A high
Contact there. He catches him above the shoulders. Yellow card.
Back in the action, ball goes over the top there. Javi Serra takes that one in. Harvard on the attack now outside the 22, down 28-0. 10 minutes with a player advantage. Maybe look at some points on the board. Ball goes back there off a Corbett hit on Guzman. Losing a little ground. Art to Crimson. Crimson out of the wing there. Himana. Owen gets that one in. Guzman feeds again. Go around the back of a pod there, looking for some space. Little ill discipline in this period here from the Bears. Owen comes in, takes a big hit from Gabriel. Players slowing it down just a bit. Picked up.
What is he giving the yellow card there, John?
Allows the Brown players to set back up. A pod of waiting forwards for the Crimson at their own 22. Ball off to the left-hand side, looking for a runner. They can't really break that line, but a nice run for the Harvard Crimson. Ball up into the hands of little Carl there. Ball plays out wide. Charlie McCormick in number 21, looking for some runners. He's got some ideas. Going to come around the back there. Little missed tackle, able to get the ball away. To Laszlo Samle, number 23 now in the game for the Crimson. So Alhasso spot on with his throws today. Corbett, as expected, is going to come down with that one. Another drive coming from Brown here. Hasso has a hold of it. Good drive coming through here. Players just tearing off the side there for the Crimson. Trying to reach around and get in behind. Unable to. Tsuka had a player on him right there, so showed and had to take a run on his own. Trying to turn that one over. The referee says it's okay, let's play. Aldo steps in on that distributor roll, little tip pass in the middle of the field, and Henrique Gabriel is away. Henrique Gabriel hauled down to the 22, gets himself back up as he was not held. Smart play from the Portuguese native. See how they handle this. Alhasso looks there. They go right to the front to Corbett. Corbett, safe option. Driving forward once again in the maul. Slowly working their way forward towards that line. The intensity picks up, the speed picks up of this maul. Ali Corbett just screaming at Alhasso to keep this going. Crimson player sneaking up the side there. Can't get away with that one, but straight through the line they come. Not going to make it. Maybe turned over here at 5 meter line this time. Corbett comes down with it, looking to go the same route are the Brown Bears. Starting to squeeze forward from a little closer, and they get this moving. Referee says it's fine, you can keep going. Harvard players trying to call in some new blood here, but they're over the line of the Brown Bears, touching it down on the ground. It looks like it's going to be an Ali Corbett try. Good work there by the Brown Bears. Another 5 points for the good. Crimson to kick this one off. More than 3/4 of the game gone here. It looks like it's going to go Brown's way. Saving some big changes. They still have to get Estevez back on the field. Replacements bench to use here. We'll see how they both work with those ones. Brown launches one downfield. It's inside the 40-meter line of Harvard. Harvard show and don't quite go. Not really happening there for Connor Burns. Probably want to take that one back, but able to recycle they are. Robbie Owen to the back there wearing number 8. Guzman off the field, their regular scrum half. So people having to stop in there. Ball knocked down, knocked forward and back. Referee is. Look at the power coming in, and that prop is just up off his feet there. Surprised the penalty didn't come quicker as they work around the back. Some runners out wide here if they can get it, and they have done. Good break of the width here. Little pass back to Jua, doesn't go to hand. Connor Burns comes in. Referee is going to penalize Brown for not releasing there.
Once again, the drift defense really working well for Harvard. It's been certainly been a strong part of their game, and they managed to squeeze the turnover out from a Brown point of view as this ball stays in.
Well held in there, and Jua is going to get a hold of that one. Lance Neuer is going to take it inside his own 22. On the run, they are looking for some space, moving in the cross field, eventually going to have to take into contact. That one slips up. And you don't want Dan Erasmus to have the ball. The freshman number 12 for Harvard.
This ball in at all costs.
They brought Estevez back on the field. On that quick attack, as you said, Craig, are the Harvard Crimson with McCormick stepping into the distributor role here. Charlie McCormick from Pasadena, California. Social studies and human evolutionary behavior major. And then they go, and over the top is it. They're going to keep that ball in hand. They're not going to go to set pieces here against the Brown Bears. They're going to try to keep this one alive and run where they can. That meant Dan Erasmus gets involved again. Second game as an American college player. Ball up to Robbie Owen. Robbie Owen whipped back by Ollie Corbett. McCormick needs a waiting forward.
Been a real battle today at that breakdown. Both teams really having a go at the ball as it stays in.
Harvard keeps that one in. Well done. Gonna go to the kick here, try to put it back downfield. Bounces in. Back on it is Estevez in his return to play here. We've got Lonsanur with him. Lonsanur puts a little acceleration on there. Tries to step a couple. Lonsanur across the 40-meter line. Player not rolling away this time. To the front, Corbett they go. The rolling maul, favorite tool of this Brown Bears team. Ready up by 40, looking to add to the lead. Henry Gabriel takes it ahead. Ball out to Dyer. Dyer, middle of the field to Lonsanur. Lonsanur steps a couple, tries to hand someone off. Not the biggest player, Lonsanur, but certainly can find his way around as they go wide. Ball slips back in. Another dog of the field here at Marvel Field. Certainly dog-friendly today as the drive comes on from the Bears. Crimson the back again, and it is just wide open there for Hachisuka. That one was no problem, no defender. Well spotted, well taken.
Yeah, if you notice this one from Brown, they were pretty smart.
Happy faces among the Brown team there as Harvard gets set to kick off again. 66 minutes gone, 14 minutes left in this contest. Harvard will want to get some points on the board here. Lost to Dartmouth last week. Ball up, Estevez can't handle it. The wind took that one away. Hurricane Lee starting to join the proceedings here in a bigger way. Ball goes back to Harvard. They're under a little bit of pressure there. Balls are ripped away by Pitaldo. Pitaldo, a London-born player, gets it down. A little pick and go from these Brown forwards, able to roll that one away. Keep it tight, going to go behind Gabriel. Long looper there to Lonsanur. Lonsanur gets to Cortabaria. Cortabaria gets to O'Donohue, but he can't quite handle it. Jua comes in over that one, but Harvard's going to take this one away. Ball sent back there. They're deep inside their own 22. Have players come. Scrum here for Harvard. Not gotten the better of Brown in this area, so we'll see what happens. Estevez looking at his options. Should the call ball come back to him on a defensive scrum? That's a bit of confidence there. But here it comes. Hatsuka has a hold of it. Hatsuka looking towards the line, looking for his second, but not going to get there. Good work by it.
Yeah, let's sit again. That's fine. Well, it's tight. You've got to be fucking tight. Right. Boy. Sit.
Referee Villalobos brings us together one more time here. Ball in. As the contact coach said, it's at Estevez's feet with a penalty.
On the other side of the tackle count right now.
Harvard Crimson going quick here. Want to finish off these last 8.5 minutes with a little bit of power. Do the Crimson. They build under new coach Colton Cariaga. That's Dartmouth last week and Brown this week to get a look at where he is in the Ivy League and the Liberty Conference here in the Northeast. Ball down to Harvard. Launch that one into Lonsanur's hands. Lonsanur steps one, looking for some room. Lonsanur steps another. Lonsanur finds a 50-meter line. He's going to keep going. Lonsanur tries to bounce off a one, but can't quite get there. They're at the 40-meter line of the Crimson. The Brown Bears have their attack on. Ball out from Hachisuka to Dyer. Jua shows the one person, goes around himself. Sizable fella at 6 foot 220 or 200.
Hi. Rambo.
Players look offside to me there for the Crimson, but referee's gonna let it go as Harvard's gonna, Brown is gonna stay inside a little bit. Ball to Alhasso. Lonson-Noor in the first receiver role. Little step back in there. Big, powerful run coming from the Bears. Jasuka has runners off the left-hand side. Lonson-Noor is going to chip that one forward inside the 22. Pressure on the Crimson. Crimson keeping that one alive. Looking to kick it out. It's going to go line out here.